One of the biggest challenges when learning how to roll is coordinating all the different movements you have to make. Sweep the paddle, make sure the angle is right, rotate your hips, keep your head down. What most of us try to do is think about all these things at the same time. We think too much. We have forgotten how to use our body sensation to learn. We want to use our brain memory instead of our muscle memory. I like to use a technique that I call the learn by feel method. You do an exercise and you focus your attention on how it feels. That's a really important tool and one that we don't use enough. When you get in your kayak, you just go back to that feeling instead of thinking. You may think it's crazy, but you didn't learn how to walk by thinking about all the movements you had to coordinate. And you won't have a reliable, consistent roll until you develop a feel for it. If you do manage to roll well just by thinking about it, you'll probably have to come back for more lessons in a few years. It'll be something that needs to be learned over and over again. But if you practice these exercises and really focus your attention on how it feels, you will have a solid roll every time. The most important thing to remember when recovering is to use your back muscle and not your abdominals. That's not something that comes naturally. We like to use our abs to sit up, and our back muscles tend to be very weak. The reason you need to use your back muscle is simple. You need to arch your back and keep your head low to keep your center of gravity low. If you start to use your abs, your spine will straighten out and your upper body and your head will go up. Try this exercise. Put your legs under the couch or the bed and push your head lightly into the floor. Now hold that and push your knee up into the resistance of the couch. Did you feel the pressure on the back of your head change? If pushing your knee up made your head go up, then you're using your abdominal muscles. If you want your roll to be graceful and effortless, that's what you need to work on. If you don't take the time to strengthen the back muscle, your roll will be sloppy, especially when you get tired. And you will not have much confidence in rough water. If you want to progress to more challenging layback rolls like hand rolls and elbow rolls, you'll be limited by this one thing. Here's an exercise you can do while laying on the floor or even in your bed. I recommend doing it 2 times a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. Lift your right leg off the floor a little bit and push down into the floor with your head. Rotate your hips so that your left leg is stretched. Make sure you're arcing your spine upward as much as possible, but not with too much effort. You don't want to overwork your back muscles or you will feel discomfort in your back. Make sure you have some downward pressure on your head and upward pressure on your lower back. Make sure you're not using your abdominal muscles. You can check this by pressing down on your stomach. If it is nice and soft, you're doing it right. Now focus your attention on how it feels to be in this position. Hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, and then do the other side. If you do this exercise enough times, you won't forget how it feels. Your roll will be consistent, and when you capsize in rough water, you will not panic. You will know to get to that position where you get this feeling. If you don't focus your attention on the body sensation, you will have to think about what to do, and you will probably have to keep going back and taking more lessons because your roll is getting poor again. Don't practice a bad habit. Make sure you have good form before you start practicing. Here's another exercise you can do. It's the same as the first, but this time instead of holding your spine arched up, move it up and down a little while keeping downward pressure on your head. What this will do is give you the ability to control the kayak so that you can bring your head on the back deck before finishing the roll. If you finish rotating the kayak while your head is still in the water, you'll have to lift your head out, and that'll be a lot harder. If you keep that last little bit of rotation until your head is on the deck, and then finish by arcing your back, you will have a graceful and very powerful layback roll. If you do these exercises, you'll have 90% of the work done. You'll be able to get in your kayak and start practicing, and you'll know and feel when you're doing it right. I'd love to know what you think, so please leave a comment below, and if you learned something useful, don't forget to share this page with your friends. Thanks for watching.